everyone, welcome back. A cooking video for you today, and I'm recreating some of my favourite Italian style foods. I'm saying Italian style because I know that none of these are going to be classically Italian the way that somebody from Italy would do them, and I don't want to get a million comments down below with people telling me what I've done wrong. So these are my little sort of tweaks on recipes. Now, I'm doing this video in partnership with Schar, and Schar are a family-run company who are experts at making foods for people with special dietary requirements. So, a little bit of a twist to the tale with this video because I'm going to be doing bruschetta and pizza, but they're completely gluten-free. I'm using the Schar Gluten-Free pizza bases and the Schar Gluten-Free Panini. And then my third recipe is something that I eat all the time, and it's sort of a replacement for a really hearty, robust pasta dish, but there's no pasta in it. So, hope that you're going to enjoy this one. Let's get started. Okay, broad bean and feta bruschetta. Let's get this show on the road. Hot water in a pan, boiling water, and I'm using frozen broad beans for this. You can have fresh if you want to, and these just need a few minutes in boiling water. And then, for my actual bruschetta, we're going gluten-free, so I'm using the Schar Gluten-Free Panini rolls. But I'm not actually using them according to instructions because I'm not very good at following instructions. I'm making them into little, almost, well, they're really small for a bruschetta. I don't know whether they're even strictly called a bruschetta when they're this small. They're like canapé size, look. But this is the perfect size roll to do that with. And then, I've got my grill nice and hot behind me. It's been on for about 4 hours, so the entire kitchen is boiling. Putting my little bread pieces in my grill pan. You could do this on a griddle as well. You know, one of those pans. Except every time we've tried to do anything on a griddle in this house, we've filled it with so much smoke, so I chucked the griddle pan in the bin. So under the grill, just sort of 30 seconds really on each side because they're so small. Oh, that is hotter than the sun. I'm actually singeing my eyelashes. Who thought it would be a good idea to put a grill at this height? Okay, toppings. Mixing together 100 grams of feta cheese with 4 tablespoons of yoghurt. I'm just going to mash that up with a fork. I'm just making a creamy feta. Broad beans are done. Slightly annoying and fiddly thing about this recipe is that you have to shell all of the broad beans. So I'll see you in about 6,000 days when I've done all of these. Welcome back, it's 2036 and I've finally taken the skins off all of the beans. I'm going to season these. Bit of olive oil. Broad beans are actually quite hard to mash. So if you do have a little food processor, you could just semi-blitz them. The thing is, you don't want like a puree because you want to leave some of them whole. You just want like a chunky mix. Ready to build our little starters. I'm going to brush the bruschetta with a clove of garlic. Just a little cursory rub across each bread. It smells so nice. Bloat-free garlic bread, people. You could drizzle with a bit of olive oil as soon as they come out of the grill, and that would be delicious. So, taking a bread, nice dollop of creamy feta, yogurty feta, and then this lovely vibrant green broad bean on the top. And you could drizzle them with a little bit more olive oil if you wanted, but look at that. So fresh, very delicious looking. I need to put this on my display, but I'm actually just going to eat it. Oh. Now for the main courses, this is very, very loosely based upon a Capnata, which is a Sicilian stew made of mainly aubergines. That's sort of the main ingredient. I really like a very hearty pasta dish, but I find that this sort of satisfies my craving because it's really packed full of flavour, and it's quite robust. But it doesn't have any wheat in it, obviously there's no pasta. You could have it with pasta if you wanted to, but I actually add lentils. And you can get these in sachets or in tins, so you can keep them in your cupboard. And they've got a really long sell-by date, so it's good to always have around just to chuck them in at the end if you want to just make it into an actual meal. So I've already started it. Aubergines, oil into the pan. Aubergines cut into largish cubes, sort of chunks, and then onto a high heat, and then really fry those off. Not too much oil, just because it all gets a bit heavy and soggy. And then after about, I'd say 5 minutes, those were quite browned off, add in diced red onion. I've only used half because I don't like too much onion in this. And then I've put in 3 cloves of garlic. And now that's nicely cooked down, I'm going to add, again, you don't have to add these things, it's all entirely up to you. Don't start flying off the handle in the comments section. Capers and green olives. So in they go. And I do quite like a splash of balsamic vinegar. I just quite like the little bit of acidity it gives proceedings. Only a tiny bit. Whack that back up. And then you can either use fresh tomatoes and peel them and dice them. You can leave the skin on and put them in. You could use tinned chopped tomatoes. I've got passata. I find it doesn't make too much difference. I just want that tomatoey flavour in there. So I quite often use this as well, and it gives a smoother sauce. So that goes in. Almost went all over the hob. I'm just going to cook that down. And I quite like to squidge my... Don't know what I'm going to say here, do you? Guess what the word's going to be? Olives. I like to squidge my olives as I go through, just so you don't get like a big fat olive, mouthful of olive as you're going along, because I find that a bit much. And I should really have chopped up my capers a little bit more, but you know, I wanted it to look all slapdash. You know, like I'm one of those people on the TV that just throws stuff in and it looks really good. That's what I was trying to do, I was showing off. So choppity chop chop with the olives. And then once, I'm going to put in a little bit of dried chilli. I really like the heat of the chilli against what I'm going to plonk on top of this dish when it's finished. A bit of extra protein. So there we go, sauce is nicely cooked down. And then we've got the poi lentils. Season. And that, my friends, is lemon delicious. So I've got the aubergine, the green olives, beautiful garlic, bit of heat from the chilli. You can serve this with pretty much anything you like as a side dish. You don't even need to put the lentils in. The lentils have protein, so you can keep it like that, but I love to stick half a ball of mozzarella. Buffalo mozzarella, it has to be buffalo mozzarella, on the top like this, look. And it all melts in. And then, got basil over the top. You could also put some basil into the sauce if you wanted to. I don't know why I started talking really quietly. Oh, it's so delicious. This is honestly one of my favourite things to eat. There are no words. This is a really, really good one. On a weeknight, and you can't really think about what you want to cook. You don't want to have something heavy like pasta, but you want that warm, lovely, robust kind of dinner that feels like comfort food. Delicious. And then the pièce de résistance, your pizza. Pizza with a bit of a difference because it's gluten-free. I'm going to use the Schar Gluten-Free pizza bases, which I have ready here. And these are also lactose-free, wheat-free. So great if you have any sort of special dietary needs. I've started my sauce already. Really, really simple, this sauce. I use it for pasta bases. Angelica quite often just has a simple tomato pasta with cheese on top for her lunch, and I use it for that. Just a couple of massive cloves of garlic into a pan with olive oil. Let those sort of fry off for just a couple of minutes, but don't let them burn. And then I've added passata to that pan. I'm going to make two different types of pizza topping. One is probably slightly controversial because it's almost like a salad on a pizza, and the other one is slightly more traditional. So the first one I'm going to do is slightly more traditional, and that's a goat cheese and sun-dried tomato pizza. So I'm just going to slice my sun-dried tomatoes up a bit. They can be a bit intense, can't they? Don't you think? Dollop a bit of sauce onto my pizza base. People say just use tomato puree, and yeah, it would be a little bit thicker than this. I like to have a bit of flavour in my sauce. And then sun-dried tomatoes. And then I've got the soft goat cheese. I don't know if I've had this before. I really like it. And just dolloping that on strategically. Right, this goes in for 11 to 12 minutes. So, lovely crispy base. I've got my goat cheese, my sun-dried tomato on top. Let's have a taste, shall we? I have to say, making your own sauce to put as a base makes all the difference. So then my other pizza, this one's slightly more controversial because it is a little bit like a salad, a warm salad on a pizza. And it does take a little bit more effort because basically you've got to keep an eye on it. Take it out a couple of minutes before it's done. And then I tear over my board of buffalo mozzarella and put on my cherry tomatoes. So back in the oven just for a minute or so. And then, when it comes out of the oven properly, I throw my rocket on top and season it, lots of salt and pepper, sometimes a bit of olive oil, and then it's just perfect. Really good. I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it just sort of makes me feel like it's basically a salad, isn't it? Really. So there we have it. We've got the raw bean and feta bruschetta. We have got the sort of Sicilian aubergine stew that's completely non-Sicilian anymore, but we'll ignore that. And then we've got my fantastic gluten-free pizzas. So I should put more information about the Schar gluten-free products down in the description below. Hope that you've enjoyed this and found it useful, and let me know if you want more cooking videos. And I shall see you next time.